Look at that technique, wow. What's going on, swim fans? In this video, I'm doing a full analysis on my breaststroke technique, both above the water and below the water. Along the way, I'll be sharing a few different drills so that you guys can learn with me and apply some of this to your own swimming. Now, we're gonna be analyzing the stroke from a few different angles and a few different speeds and compare them all in real time and in slow motion. So let's go ahead and watch this right here, starting with the initial stroke. We talk about this concept a lot in swimming, the early vertical forearm, but it's the idea that you're catching the water early. So just like in freestyle, when you initiate that catch, you want to get your elbow up high. You can sort of see here, I'm doing that with both of my arms at the same time. Now in this video, we're really going to talk about timing, because timing and the kick are basically the two most important things in swimming breaststroke well, swimming breaststroke fast, and doing it without a lot of drag and inefficiency. So we're going to go ahead and really talk about that early vertical forearm and some different things that I can improve. And actually, I want to pause. There's a lot happening here. Let's break it down just piece by piece. So I would say, for me at least, analyzing my own stroke, I'm doing a pretty good job up until this point. This is when everything starts to go downhill. So my initial catch, I've got a good outsweep. My pinky is really leading that catch. That's different than freestyle and the other strokes, where freestyle, you want to enter with your middle finger first, and then you drive your hand down. In breaststroke, there is this out sweep that you're initiating the catch because your arm comes out to the side like you see here. And then it just starts going downhill for me. So let's take a look at what happens, what I mean by that. So when you swim breaststroke, the pull goes until your nose. So if you were to get a full side rotation, the next angle we're gonna look at is a completely side. This is sort of like a corner shot, but the pull is basically done when you get to the nose. So if you see here, like how I'm pulling, so I get my pull, and then right here, it should be done, like right at my nose, and then I have to bring my hands back and put them forward. My problem is that I continue to pull my hands back too far, and this is actually one of the most common mistakes that especially new swimmers make in breaststroke. I'm an experienced swimmer. I can go, my time is 30 seconds in a 50-meter long course breaststroke, so I'm pretty decent at it. I'm not the fastest in the world, but I still do this pretty poorly. So just goes to show, even if you're pretty fast or you're getting there, you can still improve. So key thing here is making sure you don't pull too far back. You actually have a smaller pull in favor of a bigger kick. And then once you have your hands out in front, you extend to streamline, you hold the streamline. And let's go ahead and watch the kick. Here's the kick. So you bring your heels up to your butt, and then you have a nice narrow kick, and then your feet come back together. Let's watch that. I think this is the best shot I have for the kick. So we're gonna watch that again in slow motion, and I'm not gonna pause it. Heels come up, I think up, out, around, and together. That's the around part. And we'll watch it one more time, and you might be thinking, wait a second, your feet barely came apart. You don't want your feet to go wider than your shoulders, that much wider than your shoulders. So you wanna keep your feet hidden, and then you're pushing with the bottoms of your feet, and your feet come back together. I have a very good kick, so we're gonna watch it now from above the water. Now let's talk about timing. We're gonna talk about the pull out later, so that's what I'm doing off the wall. We're gonna talk about the pull out on the turn. I want you to think pull, kick, glide. Here we go, count it with me. Pull, kick, glide. Pull, kick, glide. Pull, kick, glide. Pull, kick, glide. Now let's watch the pull out. This is off the streamline, 2, 3, a dolphin kick, and then a pull, hold it, and then one arm pull back to the surface of the water. So we're gonna watch it again. Don't worry if you wanna watch that pull out. So I believe I'm going about a 38-second 50 breaststroke right here in a 25-meter pool, and I'm doing maybe 5 or 6 strokes. So I have a very good distance per stroke, but let's look at that pull out one more time. So let's watch it right here, and then we're gonna pause and break it apart from underwater. So here's a pull out. Streamline, you get one dolphin kick and one full arm pull, and then one kick into that first pull to break out. So just something to pay attention to. So let's talk about that timing. Pull, kick, glide. The pull and the breath happen at the same time, and that's what you should repeat in your head and go for distance per stroke. So let's count how many strokes I take after the pull out, and it's all about distance per stroke. Let me know how many strokes you guys take down below in the comments. That's 1, and that's 2, and then that's 3, and then that's 4, and then that's 5. This is a 25-meter pool, 5 strokes, pretty comfortable. Let me know how many you guys take down below in the comments. Now, I did mention we're gonna go into this side view, at 3 different speeds. So this is a 130 pace, per 100. I'm really stretching it out here. Then we're gonna go into max speed. So I mentioned that the area of biggest improvement for me is, we'll catch it on the next stroke here. You can see that timing, pull, kick, glide. So here's the streamline, that's good. I'm gonna get out of the shot a little bit, and here's the initial catch. Okay, so you can see right here, do you see what's happening? Right now my butt is sinking because my head is out of the water. If I were to draw a line from my kneecap to my head, you can see if my head were to go any higher, my knees and my butt would go even lower in the water. That's not good. So this is especially hard in breaststroke and butterfly to go slow because you basically just sink like a rock. It's not like freestyle and backstroke where you can kind of maintain a good body position. Breaststroke and butterfly are really hard to keep a high body position if you're not putting in proper technique and proper effort. So let's go ahead and keep playing this. Now I mentioned my pull, I pull too far back. I want to show that one more time here, and you can see what I'm talking about in terms of the pull should stop at the nose. So here's the streamline, grabbing the water. This is really good. So far, so good. I'm lifting my head up a little early. Now the pull should be done right here. This is like done. If I pull any further back, bad. Here, let's watch what happens. And I keep pulling. So do you see how my hands are now so low? I'm not pulling any water down here. It's like a dead spot in this stroke. And this right here is the slowest part of breaststroke. Now, one of my favorite drills to work on the timing of the stroke is 2 kicks with 1 pull. So you get into the streamline stroke, 2 full kicks, and then you have to really force yourself to have a quick arm pull, get your breath, and then go right back to streamline. That's my favorite. You can do 3 kick, 1 pull. It's my favorite drill for working on the timing. So here's that extension back to streamline. I'm gonna get out of the way here so you can see what the kick looks like. And then boom, there's the kick into the streamline. It's pull, kick, glide. Gotta have all of those things. I'm gonna pause right there. This is a really solid streamline. My eyes are looking at the bottom. If you draw a line from my fingertips all the way to my toes, point my toes a little bit more, this is solid. The only problem is if I draw another line, kind of where the lane marker is, that's the surface of the water. So if I can swim a little bit faster and I can get my body position just a little bit higher, that means I'm gonna have less displacement, and that means I'm gonna be moving a lot faster. And we'll actually look at this when we're doing the full speed. This is still the slow swimming right here. Next, let's watch how we do in sort of like a medium pace. So this is like super slow for me. This is a little bit more medium pace. This is about a 110 pace per 100. It's about a 110 pace. So you can see there's the catch, still pointing the arms too far, but it's pull, kick, and then glide. So we're gonna go ahead and pause it right there. If you notice, my body's a little bit higher in the water. We'll draw those lines. Draw those lines a little bit higher. Let's go ahead and play it. So here it is, pull, kick, glide. Remember, 2 kick, 1 pull is my favorite drill to work on this. Body position's a little bit higher. It's good. Pull, kick, glide. You can really see this here in slow motion, what that timing looks like. Also, if you want to work on the kick, I'll go ahead and just pause it right here when we get to the kick so you can see what we're doing. There's the kick. So one of my favorite things to work on developing this kind of a kick is doing streamline kick on my back. So I'm basically in the streamline position. I'm going to be floating on my back, and I'm going to focus on bringing my heels back underneath my butt, and I want my heels to actually touch my butt. So if you notice right here, my heels are literally about to touch my butt. That's your hamstrings and your glutes really activating to pull your heels in. And the more dynamic range you can create with your kick, the more you're going to be able to actually generate power. So let's go ahead and watch that. And that's the power. I just kicked myself in the face. Oh my goodness. Wow, why'd I do that? So mean. All right, so watch that kick. Pull, kick, and glide. There it is. Okay, this is full speed, about a minute pace per 100. I can't go a minute in the 100, but in the 50 or 25, I can go that speed. So you can see the tempo is a lot more aggressive, a lot faster, creating a lot more resistance. But let's take a pause when I get into the streamline and see how high I am in the water. So you can see the difference right here. My body is a little bit higher in the water than we were at the last pace. So the faster you go, the higher you need to be in the water, or else you can't go that fast. So it's pretty cool to see that play out at the different speeds, and something to think about for your own swimming and training. I mean, one of the things I'll say about training is that breaststroke and butterfly, you have to do at a certain intensity and speed. You can't swim slow. It doesn't work. Butterfly and breaststroke, those short axis strokes especially, it is so important that you have the right level of intensity, and that's why I recommend breaking it up, doing 25s, doing 50s. Don't do 200s breaststroke. You want to make sure you're nailing your stroke count. You should know how many strokes you take in every single length. I pretty much know how many strokes I take in breaststroke every single 25 of every single workout. I even remember sets I've done like 10 years ago, and I know exactly how many strokes that I take, because when you're only taking 5, you should take 5, because taking 6 is a lot different than that. So a few different things that you can take into your toolkit. Let me know how many strokes you guys take down below in the comments. And if you like this type of analysis, you're gonna love the analysis I did on my freestyle stroke. We talk about above the water, below the water, different speeds, and some different things that you can apply to your own swimming. Check out the video, and I'll see you over there. Happy swimming!